Want to use Google Gemini on your Windows 11 PC without having to open your browser and search for it every single time? In this video, I'm going to show you how to install Gemini on Windows 11 and set it up so you can access it quickly from your desktop or taskbar. I'll also show you how to test the installation, how to pin Gemini for quick access, and what to do if you don't see the installation option in your browser. So let's get started. First, open your web browser. For this tutorial, I'll be using Google Chrome, but if you're using another supported browser, the process should be very similar. Once your browser is open, go to Google and search for Google Gemini. Make sure you're opening the official Gemini website. You don't need to download a random application from a third-party website. Once the Gemini website opens, sign in with your Google account if you haven't already. After signing in, you should see the Gemini interface. Before we install anything, you can quickly test it by entering a simple prompt. For example, I'll ask Gemini to explain what artificial intelligence is in simple terms. As you can see, Gemini responds normally, and everything is working. Now we're ready to install it. The important thing to understand is that we're installing Gemini as a web application. In other words, Gemini is still powered by the web, but your browser creates a separate application window for it. This is useful because you don't have to keep Gemini open as another tab in your browser. To install it, look toward the right side of your browser's address bar. Depending on the version of your browser, you may see an install icon. If you see it, click on it. If you don't see the icon, open your browser's menu and look for an option related to apps, install, or creating an application from the current website. The exact wording can be slightly different depending on your browser version. Once you find the installation option, select it. Your browser should now ask you to confirm that you want to install Gemini as an application. Go ahead and confirm the installation. The browser will now create the Gemini application. This should only take a few moments. Once the installation is finished, Gemini can open in its own separate window. And that's the main installation process. Notice that Gemini is no longer just another browser tab. It now has its own application window, which makes it much easier to access while you're working on your computer. Now, let's make the app even easier to access. Press the Windows key on your keyboard to open the Start menu. Search for Gemini. You should see the Gemini application appear in the results. From here, you can open it whenever you need it. But there's an even faster option. You can pin Gemini to your taskbar. Right-click the Gemini application and look for the option to pin it to the taskbar. Once you've done that, the Gemini icon will remain on your taskbar. So now, instead of opening Chrome, searching for Gemini, and navigating to the website, you can simply click the Gemini icon, and Gemini opens immediately. Let's test it. I'll click the Gemini icon on my taskbar. As you can see, Gemini opens in its own window. Now, let's try another prompt. I'll ask Gemini to give me 3 ideas for a YouTube video about artificial intelligence. Gemini generates the response, and I can continue the conversation just like I normally would. This is one of the main advantages of having Gemini easily accessible on your desktop. If you regularly use AI for studying, research, writing, brainstorming, coding, or content creation, you can get to it much faster.
If this video helped you, consider subscribing to Enoch's Tech Hub for more AI tutorials, Windows guides, useful software, and technology tips. And let me know in the comments which AI tool you'd like me to cover next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.